43 Pekingese facts every owner should know. Number 1. Did you know that of the 12 dogs on board the RMS Titanic, only 3 managed to survive the tragic sinking? What's more, among the survivors were 2 Pomeranians and a Pekingese named Sun Yat-sen. Sen survived by climbing aboard Lifeboat 3 along with her owners, Myra and Henry S. Harper. Number 2. Pekingese dogs are known for their majestic, leonine appearance, characterized by thick mane-like ruff encircling their neck and shoulders. These regal dogs are celebrated for their courage, dignity, and bold demeanor, perfectly reflecting their lion-like attributes. Number 3. The Pekingese is a brachycephalic breed, characterized by their flattened face and shortened snout that cause them breathing difficulties. Other breeds that face this issue include the Bulldog and the Pug. Number 4. Back in 2008, BBC One produced an investigative documentary titled Pedigree Dogs Exposed, in criticism of breeding practices that compromised the health of purebred dogs in the UK. The program revealed that the 2003 Crufts Dog Show champion, a Pekingese named Yaki, a dangerous liaison, had to sit on an ice pack for a photo shoot. This was done due to the breed's susceptibility to overheating, which stems from their characteristic flat-faced structure. Number 5. In response to the criticism sparked by the documentary, the UK Kennel Club decided to revise their breed standard for the Pekingese. They replaced the previous insistence on a flat face with a new criterion emphasizing the presence of a distinct muzzle. Similar revisions were soon made to the breed standards for the English Bulldog and the Pug. Number 6. The Pekingese, often affectionately called the Pek, is a distinctly Chinese breed of dogs, which is evident from their name. After all, the dogs were named after the country's capital city of Peking, also known as Beijing. Number 7. The Pekingese held such high regard with the Chinese imperial palace that exclusive ownership was reserved for palace members alone. Stealing one of these dogs was also considered a crime punishable by death. Number 8. The AKC notes that in ancient China, Pekingese dogs were even revered as sacred beings. Fu dog idols, reportedly inspired by the Pekingese, have reportedly been passed down through generations as objects of worship. Number 9. Peks boast a petite stature of 6 to 9 inches in height at the shoulders and weigh a maximum of 14 pounds. This tiny size firmly places them in the toy dog category. Number 10. There exists a smaller variant of the Pekingese known as the sleeve Pekingese. These tiny dogs only weigh 6 pounds or less. Some owners also refer to slightly larger Peks, weighing between 6 and 8 pounds, as mini Pekingese. Number 11. The name sleeve Pekingese came from the custom of carrying these small dogs in the spacious sleeves of the robes worn by members of the Chinese imperial household. Some sources even claim that these dogs would serve as a hidden defensive weapon if needed. Number 12. In the pursuit of creating sleeve Pekingese, the Chinese employed various methods to stunt the growth of these dogs. This involved giving young pups rice wine, holding newborns tightly for hours at a time, or putting the puppies into tight-fitting wire mesh waistcoats. These practices were eventually forbidden by the Dowager Empress Shi. Number 13. As an ancient breed, the Pek's history remains shrouded in mystery. All we can say for sure is that they descended from various small dogs cherished by aristocratic families in ancient China. So the Pek's ancestors may include other Chinese breeds like the Chinese Hapa dog. Number 14. One theory suggests that the Pekingese emerged during the Shu dynasty around 2,000 years ago. This period roughly coincides with the introduction of Buddhism to China. However, China did not have any native lions, which are a revered symbol in Buddhism. So Chinese monks are said to have intentionally bred dogs with lion-like feature, which might have included the Pekingese. Number 15. According to the AKC breed standard, if your Pek weighs over 14 pounds, they're ineligible to participate in conformation events. Similarly, any alterations to the coat that detract from the dog's natural appearance, such as trimming or sculpting, are heavily penalized. Number 16. The AKC breed standard also states that all coat colors and markings are allowed on the Pekingese, without preference for any specific hue in the show ring. Regardless of coat color, however, the exposed skin of the muzzle, nose, lips, and eye rims must be black. Number 17. Interestingly, the breed standard from the UK Kennel Club has slightly different requirements for the Pek's colors. Despite allowing all colors and markings, albino, liver, and merle dogs are sadly banned. Number 18. The earliest known records of the Pekingese trace back to the Tang dynasty of the 8th century. Records suggest that around this time, Peks also went by names such as lion dogs or sun dogs. Number 19. One myth behind the origin of the Pekingese is the story of the lion and the marmoset. The two animals apparently fell in love, but the size difference posed a challenge. The gods intervened to balance their proportions, and the union is said to have resulted in the Pekingese. Number 20. Another myth that attempts to explain the history of the Pekingese breed is the story of the butterfly lions. This story parallels the story of the lion and the marmoset, with the marmoset being substituted by a butterfly. Number 21. The introduction of the Pekingese to the Western world can be traced back to the Second Opium War of 1856 to 1860. As the war drew to a close, the old summer palace in Beijing was sacked and set ablaze after the emperor had fled with his court members. Amidst the chaos, British soldier captain John Hart Dune is said to have found a long Pekingese dog whom he brought back to England. Number 22. While several soldiers attempted to bring Pekingese dogs back from China, Captain Dune's dog was the first to survive the journey to England. Upon arrival, he presented the pup to Queen Victoria, who named her Ludi. Number 23. Another story mentions how Ludi was actually one of 5 Pekingese discovered by the Anglo-French Expeditionary Force. According to this version, an elderly aunt of the emperor opted to remain in the palace. When the approaching troops reached her, she was discovered lifeless, with 5 devoted Pekingese, including Ludi, by her side. Number 24. Of the remaining 4 Pekingese, John Hay is said to have gifted a pair, later named Schloff and Haitine, to his sister, the Duchess of Wellington. Meanwhile, Sir George Fitzroy gifted the other pair to his cousins, the Duke and Duchess of Richmond and Gordon. Number 25. Do note that this story of 5 Pekingese dogs lack concrete evidence in contemporary documents except for Ludi. While it's possible that Hay and Fitzroy acquired Pekingese dogs at the time, they were serving as naval officers tasked with guarding the entrance to Beijing and staying with their ships. Number 26. Pekingese dogs exhibit a unique rolling gait, characterized by a smooth and effortless movement. According to the AKC breed standard, this gait can be attributed to a combination of features such as bowed forelegs and well-laid back shoulders. Number 27. One theory suggests that the rolling gait in Pekingese dogs was deliberately bred by the Chinese. This might have been done to keep the court dogs from wandering during ancient times. Number 28. China has a tradition of presenting dogs as diplomatic gifts, and the Pek is no exception. For instance, the Empress Dowager Shi gifted Pekingese to various Americans, including the daughter of President Theodore Roosevelt, Alice Lee Roosevelt Longworth, who named her Pek Manchu. Number 29. China's minister Li Hongzhang also gifted a pair of Pekingese dogs to Dr. Houston in appreciation of the success of his smallpox vaccination clinics in China. Houston named these dogs Chang and Lady Li and took them back to Ireland, making the breed's debut in the country. The dogs then became the foundation of Dr. Houston's Greystones Kennel. Number 30. The Pekingese didn't debut in British dog shows until the 19th century. The first Pek showcased is believed to be Pekin Peter in 1894. During that era, the English referred to the breed by alternative names such as the Chinese Pug or the Pekingese Spaniel. Number 31. As per the 2004 Purebred Dog Health Survey conducted by the UK Kennel Club, the median lifespan of the Pekingese stands at 11.4 years. On the other hand, the AKC cites the breed's average life expectancy to be between 12 and 14 years. Number 32. Another study from 2011 found that the leading cause of death for toy dogs, including the Pekingese, was trauma. Due to their small size and comparatively fragile build, they are more susceptible to accidents and injuries in contrast to larger breeds. Number 33. The Pek's flat face also means that they suffer from brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome. Simply put, their face structure obstructs their breathing and can lead to issues with temperature regulation or even severe respiratory distress. Number 34. It wasn't until the late 1890s that Peks finally made their way to America. And then after that, the American Kennel Club registered their first Pekingese in 1906, and the Pekingese Club of America became a member of the AKC in 1909. Number 35. Around the turn of the century, Pekingese dogs gained immense popularity in Western countries. Renowned figures in the fashion world, such as Alexandra of Denmark, LCD Wolf, a celebrated American interior decorator, were counted among the prestigious Pekingese owners. Number 36. In recent years, however, the popularity of the Pekingese has been on the decline, eclipsed by similar breeds like the Shih Tzu. As of 2023, the Pekingese ranks 96th out of 199 breeds in terms of popularity based on nationwide registrations in America. Number 37. The Pekingese breed has seen remarkable success at the prestigious Westminster Dog Show, clinching the Best in Show title 5 times. This makes them the 4th most successful breed at Westminster, alongside the standard poodle. Number 38. Pek owners must be on the lookout for cardiovascular defects like congestive heart failure. Early diagnosis and treatment can easily solve the issue, but symptoms for the condition, like a heart murmur for instance, often do not surface until the dog is 6 years old. Number 39. Peks also suffer from achondroplasia, which is a genetic condition that results in dwarfism and short limbs, like the Dachshunds or Basset Hounds. As a result, some Pekingese may struggle with stairs, and older dogs might need assistance navigating stairs on their own. Number 40. English authors Rumer Godden and Auberon Waugh have both expressed their affection for Pekingese dogs. In her autobiography, Godden admitted to not typically favoring dogs, and she made an exception for Pekingese, highlighting a special affection for this particular breed. Number 41. Even T.S. Eliot mentions Pekingese dogs in his humorous poem, The Awful Battle of the Pekes and the Polacles. This poem was later adapted for the 1981 musical Cats. Number 42. One Pekingese dog named Tricky Woo also made an appearance in the All Creatures Great and Small franchise by veterinarian James Herriot. Similarly, Astor, Vanderbilt, and Rockefeller are 3 more Pekingese dogs from the 2013 novel Crazy Rich Asians. Number 43. In the recent remake of the All Creatures Great series, the character Tricky Woo was portrayed by a Pekingese named Derek. During filming, Derek would occasionally steal the spotlight by improvising with his own spontaneous skirts and woofs when addressed. Alright guys, now which of these Pekingese facts surprised you the most? Please let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.